Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. I literally just got back like 5 minutes ago. I sat through all the stuff, drove home, and just got back from the LCS Spring Finals of 2022, EG against 100 Thieves, where obviously EG just absolutely smashed them. The fastest finals in LCS history, a 3-0. I was there this whole weekend, and we got back-to-back 3-0s. We only got to see 6 games, which kind of sucks. But, hey, if you're going to see 2 3-0s, those were pretty awesome series. The crowd fell in love with Evil Geniuses over the weekend. But then now I'm right back in the lab. I watched the finals. I got home, and I'm straight into making videos. One, because obviously it's what I love to do. I like making videos. There's so many things to talk about, but also being there in person at the finals, seeing the players, the fans, the support staff, all the other content creators and collegiate people and casters and everything that goes into it, and seeing how amazing and passionate and everything that these people are and how much opportunity there is in this has really reinvigorated me. It's really inspired me. And also seeing EG with 3 North American players still having an import slot available, take down the trophy and take it down in the fashion that they did. Obviously, Jojo on the screen, repping the North American flag. So many things just have me so motivated to go so hard for the rest of the year. So that's what I want to do, and I wanted to start right away. And obviously, there's a ton to talk about with Evil Geniuses. That's what we're going to be doing in this video today. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. This should hopefully be maybe the last scuffed video. I'll be back in Phoenix. I'll be back in my room. We'll be getting some higher quality stuff coming to you soon. But, hey, I'm on the road. I'm still in Houston for the night tonight. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out the Patreon if you guys want to get early access to all the videos. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, yes, Evil Geniuses with their 3 North American players, Jojo, Danny, and Vulcan, just absolutely smashed 100 Thieves. Again, the fastest by a couple minutes finals in LCS history, and none of the games were all that close. Obviously, if it's a fast series, that is the case, but EG definitively beat them, and not only did they definitively beat them, they definitively beat Team Liquid, and they definitively beat Cloud9. I mean, those were the other top 3 teams. I mean, they were the top 3 teams. EG was a 4 seed. It was not like there was some crazy upset, or it's not like the good teams beat up on each other. Like, EG had a gauntlet run of 3 3-0s against all the best teams, and they did so while trash talking. They did so while this being Jojo and Danny's first time in front of crowds. They did so playing fast, loose, aggressive. Again, you think about North America, you think like slow, boring scaling. Like, no, this was a very, very fast best of 5. They went out and smashed some teams, and they didn't just smash because the LCS sucks or because the North American teams or whatever suck. They smashed this 100 Thieves team that just went 3-3 in groups at Worlds last year. I believe they took a game off EDG. They played some close games with T1 last year. Obviously, they beat TL, which TL also just went 3-3 at Worlds last year. It's a lot of different players, but it's some of the same players and some players who have crazy resumes as well. And then, beat C9 3-0 as well, which was a great team throughout the whole LCS season. It was better than a lot of these teams. So I really don't think it's anything to say that NA sucks or to say that EG, there's really nothing against EG in this title run. Like, even their series that they lost was 3-2 to TL was a very, very close series where they could have won it. But they went on an insane run, and they have insane momentum, obviously, going into MSI, and this has led us to the trash talk. Like I said, I was there for it. I was like a couple rows back when, Jojo gets the mic and he says, hey, we're going to shit on EU. I think we're going to shit on EU, which is awesome. We love to hear that. He's just saying all the right things. Like, he has the funny trash talk. He knows what the crowd wants to hear. Every time he says a line, the crowd goes crazy, but also he says it like he means it. He says it like he believes it. It's not like cringy, like forced trash talk or nothing like that. Like, this kid doesn't care. He believes he is amazing, and he is going to prove it to you. And he doesn't care if you believe in him or not. Obviously, throughout this whole season, EG had lots of haters. They had lots of doubters. I believe they only went 9-9 in the LCS regular season, but Part of that is best of ones are very volatile. Part of it is also they were developing throughout the whole season. They were ramping up, and then now you see them maybe fully unlocked, but still maybe there is even more development to be had. And I think that is what is so exciting about this team being able to go to MSI. Like, they're going to get to play Korean solo queue. They're going to get to scrim these other top teams. They're going to get to play a bunch of best of ones internationally, but they're also going to get to play, hopefully a best of five internationally as well, which I think is going to be so good for this team. And even though this team has a lot of young and inexperienced players, it's not like they don't have a puncher's chance at MSI. This team has great players. They have Impact. They have Vulcan. They have guys who have been on the international stage and played very well before. They have Inspired, who, again, last year was an LEC MVP. It's not like this guy, is a stranger to big moments. It's not like this guy isn't a world-class jungler. And then, Jojo and Danny, while, they're young, they're inexperienced, maybe there's a little bit more question marks about them, they have an amazing mindset. So often people talk about like the mental gap or the mental hurdle or the mental block that maybe NA players have against themselves or especially NA teams and Western teams maybe have against China and Korea. But if there's any players that I'm not worried about being scared or being timid or being shy or being, not big enough for the moment, it's Jojo and Danny. They are going to be okay. Now, maybe they're going to be not good enough. Maybe they're going to come up short. Maybe they're going to, still be young and experienced players that are early in their careers, and they need to keep ramping up and getting better and, play against the best players in the world. But they're not going to, not show up at their best. They're not going to not give it their best shot. Jojo does not care. He is ready to trash talk. I'm sure he's going to be calling out Faker here any day now. And Danny, when he was up on the stage, his post-game interview was like, hey, I'm just a calm, collected person. I'm just a cool person. Like, this is just what I do. I don't get too high. I don't get too low. I'm going to be fine. And I think they proved it by being able to handle this crowd in Houston. The crowd in Houston was insane. If you were going to get scared, nervous, shook up, whatever, it was going to be in this giant football stadium filled with screaming fans, especially, coming out of the pandemic and everything that had been going on. But it's been crazy. And then it's just as far as like the narratives and everything. I know I have some other tweets here. Previously Jojo, they had asked him, like, you think you're the best mid laner in the world outside of Chovy, true or false? And he said true. And he said it immediately, like they said, because, he truly believes it. And we're going to get to see him matching up at Worlds against Faker. I believe against Xiaohu for RNG and for Caps against G2. We're going to get to see how good this kid is. We're going to, this kid's going to have a chance, again, in solo queue, in scrims, but also on stage to match up against these guys 1v1 and show if he can stand his own. To just show just how great he is, not only of a laner, which I think is going to be a whole other thing, actually going toe-to-toe against them, but then, just as a player in these games in general, and then seeing how he handles that, which is going to be very fun. We also have this, Faker, Xiaohu, Caps, and hey, they all have these insane accomplishments. 10 domestic titles, 5, 7. You have Jojo coming just with his first, and all these pictures of Jojo with the American flag, him walking out. Like I said, he knew how to get the crowd going. He knew how to get the crowd on his side. He knew how to get the crowd excited. And like, hey, we're in Houston, Texas. You're coming out with an American flag. Even as a Canadian, the crowd loved it. The crowd fell in love with them. And not only, did they do a lot of the little things right, they backed it up with their play as well. And yeah, this team is just confident, fun, exciting, and they're clicking on all cylinders headed into MSI. And I'm so excited for them. I hope they can have a great showing. It'd be awesome if they can, look clean, take some games off some big teams, hopefully at least make it to the semifinals, maybe have a chance at pulling off an upset and going to the finals or something like that. NA teams have done it before. We've made it to the MSI finals twice before. It's not unprecedented. It's not crazy. And I don't think Evil Geniuses is the worst team that we've ever sent to MSI or anything like that. This team is young, but they have veterans as well, and they have a great coaching staff. They have great infrastructure, great management. They do a lot of things right over there, and that's why they're here. We also had this, a lot of people, talking about all the different storylines. The LCS is as heavily imported as ever, if not more so heavily imported than ever. We have TL with no NA players. We have 100 Thieves with no NA players. We have Cloud9 with one NA player. The top 4 teams, there is, 4 North American players on them, I believe, and 3 of them are on Evil Geniuses. And as Zale says, the greatest part of EG winning with 2 young NA carries. That's the thing, obviously NA players anywhere would be awesome, but this is your mid laner and your AD carry, 2 very important positions, and especially in the mid lane, it's just not something that North America has been known for, and seeing them, rise to the occasion and be dominant against some other very, very good teams, some other very, very good mid laners, is great. And again, they didn't just win, they 3-0'd, 3-0s in a row. So it was really, really awesome. But Azale does say here, if investing in NA talent scouting and coaching is a way to win championships, and teams will follow. And yes, I do agree with this. I think this is this was so big for the LCS because we were getting to a dangerous point. At some point, we're going to be over-imported. At some point, we're going to kill off the LCS. Obviously, you've seen viewership dying down. As we have imported more, it has been shown that fans care less and less and less and less. And there's a lot of reasons why viewership has been dropping down. But at the end of the day, look at that crowd in Houston. Look at Twitter right now. Look at all the social medias right now. People fell in love with this Evil Geniuses team because they're fun, they're exciting, but they're North American talent. These are North American fans behind them. And yes, the argument from everyone who's doing all this importing stuff is like, okay, well, if we can show that we are internationally relevant, we can like try and win Worlds or win MSI or something like that, maybe we can win some fans. But that hasn't been working out either. We have been doing just as bad, if not worse, at international competitions recently while importing more. And EG, they said fuck all that. They went with the players that they believe to be the best. They developed their own in-house talent, and these guys are shining. And I think they're going to reap the rewards of it. I think I know for a fact they gained so many fans this weekend. If they can keep doing this, if they can build off this, they have a chance of breaking into these other teams that have such a head start, such an advantage. Cloud9, TSM, the fan bases are insane. The legacy goes years and years and years. They just have all the money, resources, everything. But they're squandering it. TSM chose to go in this absolutely, ridiculous direction, and now they're in last place despite all the advantages they have. Reggie tweeting about imports, and all this stupid stuff, and EG's right here in front of you showing that yes, there is North American talent here. It's not like they haven't spent money. They definitely spent money. Like, hey, Inspired, getting him over here was not cheap. Impact is not cheap. Vulcan is not cheap. But they went cheaper at some positions. Obviously, I can't imagine Danny and Jojo are, like $1 million players or anything like that. But it's going to be interesting to see what other teams do. He says, Azale says, now other teams are going to start taking a hard look at the NA talent they've been missing. We'll see. I don't know. I know that obviously a lot of these teams love their imports. They love shitting on NA players and NA talent, and they don't have the infrastructure and coaching staff and development and all the stuff in place to even make the most out of any players they get. That's why you see even when we go get, amazing players, they don't always do as well here. I mean, just like look at Team Liquid and stuff like that. But we'll have to see. Either way, I think this is a very, very, even if Evil Genius is the only team that's doing this, I still think that is so massive for the LCS, so massive for North America. I think it's exactly what we needed because, again, I think we were getting to a tipping point of like over importing and potentially destroying the LCS that we know and love, because again, at the end of the day, the LCS is going to be for North American fans. It's going to be for North Americans, and if we just get so far removed, if we turn it into LPL2 or LCK2 or LEC2, it was just going to be a slow and painful death for the LCS eventually. But if we can get things reignited, if we can get things reinvigorated, if EG can go to MSI and do us proud, like I'm sure they will, this could be a huge day for the LCS. But like Jojo said, he thinks they are going to go on over to Korea and shit on EU. And man, I hope they do it. But man, we've been doubting them this whole way. So at some point we might have to start giving them some credit. At some point we might have to start believing in them a little bit. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Evil Geniuses, their miracle run, their shot at MSI, how this changes the LCS going forward. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out the Patreon if you want to get early access to my videos before they go live on YouTube. Hopefully catch you guys on the next one. But until then, peace.